So we'd love to hear a little bit about your backstory, about how you got into music. Start at the beginning. When did you first have a sense that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
Well, that was early. I was about 10 years old. Um, my grandmother used to play a little piano, uh, and my uncles around the house, they was into a lot of the jazz. Uh, and my father played with in different cities where you had various jazz artists, like Cuba, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, all those guys used to be down in Cuba before they had the sanctions on Cuba. So that was the early influence. And my brother and I, we used to take these empty paint cans, and depending on how much paint was left in the bottom of the can, created certain tones. And that became like bongos at the time before we left Jersey City and moved to New Jersey. And then eventually my mother got me some bongos and got him congas and all that stuff. And then, I gravitated toward the bass. I was working at the Cafe One. I had learned how to play one song, one string called Coming Home Baby. Spike Mickens' brother played guitar. And I learned how to play that one song with his guitar. And the one night we was at the Cafe One, and my brother said, well, come on, why don't you play that one song that you know on that one string? And it was Coming Home Baby, of course. Every man made it very popular. And then from that point, I went on and started playing the bass guitar.
The rest is history. So I have to ask you about the name. How did you become Kool?
Well, that's a Jersey City story. Again, a Youngstown, Ohio story, I guess you could say that. When I moved to Jersey City, not everyone, people in the neighborhood had nicknames. And just one guy who called himself Kool, and he spelled it with C. So I said, I like that name, but I'm going to spell it with a K. Not knowing that one day it would be a Kool in the gang. And, coming from Ohio, trying to deal with what was going on in the neighborhood, and dealing with sort of the rough guys in the street. I had to become a part of that. And that's how Kool became Kool.
Yeah. So looking back at this amazing 50-year experience, like what was the high point for you and what was the low point?
Well, I guess the high point would be the various shows that we did when we played with Elton John at Wembley Arena in London. When we played Kenya, we drew over 500,000 people for AIDS awareness. We got our American Music Awards, our Grammys. All those were high points. I guess the lower points was when people started counting us out. Like every 10 years, oh, you guys still around? What have you done lately? The 70s, after Jungle Boogie, Hollywood Swinging, Funky Stuff, Wild and Peaceful Album, Summer Madness. Disco started to have a problem, but we weren't a disco band. But they started playing records in Chicago, and it's like, oh God, you guys are done. That's when we came up with Ladies' Night. And we did the tour. And that kind of brought us back around, I mean, it's like most groups, get some managers that didn't quite do the right thing, or other problems that we have in this music industry. But the thing about it is only strong survive. So we was always able to turn our career around all the way up until today,
Yeah, indeed.
An album called Perfect Union, which my brother pretty much did that whole album before he passed. The single called Pursuit of Happiness, which when Biden was running for president. When he was nominated, um, they played Celebration. And then when he won, of course, they played Celebration. So my brother said, I got an idea. Because when President Biden made his speech, he quoted the Constitution. He's talking about the perfect union. He talked about the pursuit of happiness. And my brother said, wow, that's another great idea. And that's when he came up with the pursuit of happiness and the album, The Perfect Union.
Oh, great. I didn't know that backstory. That's amazing. So final question for you. What makes a great song? I mean, you've done so many, you've had so many huge hits. What when you are thinking about that, what is a great song to you?
Well, it's kind of hard to pick what's going to be a great song, but we always worked on great melodies. My mother used to tell us, my brother and I, she said, always come up with something that people can remember. So when you deal with funky stuff, you know, dun 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 dun, then you can say down by the riverside, and those type of melodies, Jungle Boogie, Hollywood Swinger, you know, those songs, people just captivated the world. You know, they weren't very complicated, but at the same time, it was to the point. They had the right groove, and here it is. Like you just mentioned, Celebration. I mean, it was Get Down on It. It was Cherish the Love, Fresh, This Lead. I mean, it goes on and on.